Hello. Welcome to anyone wherever you're watching via X, YouTube, LinkedIn, or many of the channels that Mike is streaming to as well, which should be popping up shortly. Today, we're going to have a quick conversation about building our own tooling for shorts, creating small clips out of longer videos. I know it's something everyone needs to do
Yes.
for socials, TikTok, YouTube, etc., IG, but even LinkedIn nowadays, right?
Yes. They're
But
all doing
it's
it.
yeah, but it's like, oh, I need to use OpusClip and I have to pay $30 a month for this and $30 a month for that.
Yep.
And I have to upload all the files to it. And I have this 4 or 5 gigabyte file, and now I have to put it up there and they're gonna compress it
Yep.
completely to and then yeah. So
It's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of moving
many
pieces here.
many things.
And as Armando and I are doing a lot of this like long form. So this is one area that I think that conceptually here is stick in what you're good at. Like put your effort where your time is most valuable, right? Armando, we're really good at doing like these longer form conversations and unpacking ideas together and doing these conversations. You're doing a ton of interviews. The Web Talk Show is phenomenal, really fun. If you don't know about it, go check it out on my channels, the Web Talk Show for Armando. I'll make sure I include a description in the link. It's really fun. It's a lot of just really great information about the web. You've got some very interesting guests on there, but all of these long form pieces need to distill down to like we're saying interesting things, but there's like a nugget here, there's a nugget there, there's a nugget over here. How do you distill that down to like the shorts where people can engage with your content? And I think the idea is this is the marketing. The marketing now is these 30-second to minute clips that people see what you're discussing, what you're talking about, and hopefully drives more engagement to the longer form content and ultimately business in your pocket. I'm seeing this as like the place to do and how to do marketing moving forward. And now with all this AI generation stuff, we want the AI to augment what we're doing, but not be the generation tool for us. So that's kind of our perspective on this.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. And all these tools, we've both used a bunch of them and they
Yes.
work. And I mean, you'd be surprised, even if you have a small, like basically non existent new channel and you just run Opus Clip or something similar and
Yep.
you just create these clips and make sure you post like, I don't know, 6 to 12 a day,
Yep.
you're going to get like 100,000 views in a month. Like it's just because of how interest media works now. But do you have to use these tools? Well, I think not. With how we can now generate our own applications or even our own like agentic workflows, I was really interested in seeing if I could replicate or even make a better version of what I'm getting from OpusClip with more control
Yeah.
and with my local files. I don't want to have to record and then process and then download to my computer and then upload to 3 or 4 platforms just so I can do something. I just wanted to run
Correct.
on my machine because it's a fast machine. So can I do that? And that's what we set out to
Yeah.
try, and it works.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, I mean, so there's just all this like this, the sunk cost fallacy is kind of like the concept here. It's like we've already bought the graphics card. It's in our computers. We've got these kind of beefy machines in around for us doing streaming things. Like, so most of my day, the graphics card is relatively untouched, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why not leverage this to do a lot of this extra processing to support our you know adventures in software
Mm-hmm.
development and design, and like how does that help build
Yeah.
the brands that we're creating, which is very fun. This is why we're doing this. Awesome.
Especially, yeah, especially because of the graphic intensive stuff, because you can
Yeah.
always spin up a server basically for free for
Yes.
whatever web thing you want to do, even for
Sure.
some scraping stuff it'll be very cheap. But if you ever want to do anything media heavy, it's going to
Yes.
start to cost you real dollars because having a beefy GPU in the
Yep.
cloud is
Yep.
expensive, and
Correct.
most people have any sort of decent computer in their home, which
Yep.
is basically free, like Mike said, because you're not using it.
Yeah. It's
And
sunk cost. You've already
yeah,
paid for it.
you
It's
already paid
already
for
it's
it.
yeah.
Might be
Hopefully.
really fast if you have a yeah, if you have a beefy machine, but if not,
Yeah.
it'll still work. It'll just take longer, but you
Yep.
don't have to pay more for it.
Correct.
So that's where this comes in. And with all the like agentic stuff that we're doing, I thought, well, why not? I'm just gonna open a Claude code, but not a Cloud code, the one we use when we're actually building software, but the
Yep.
Claude app. So Claude app, just open the tab in Claude code and then told it, hey, I want to build this. And I explained, okay, so I have this idea. I want to be able to grab a video file and I want to be able to use Assembly AI to get the transcript out of the video file, because Assembly AI works amazingly and it's very cheap. You get a ton of free tier usage,
Yep.
plus it's extremely cheap after that. So can I just have it get me the transcripts with all the timestamps and everything,
Yep.
and then use Claude, because I already have the subscription, to go over it and find the important
The
parts,
viral clips.
viral clips for me
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
my own prompting style, with nothing injected from Opus. Because remember, whatever you use in Opus and other tools, they're not going to be using like Claude Opus 4.7 to do it. They're going to use a
No.
lower tier model, right? So
Correct.
if you can use your own models, the ones you like, and then you're going to get better suggestions, right?
Yes.
And titles and everything you could generate if you wanted to. So basically, we're sending to Assembly AI. We're getting word level timestamps with millisecond precision, which is ridiculous. And we have that transcript. Then Claude can go through it. It can process it. It can figure out the clips. It could then organize them and say, okay, so this is my rubric. They have to be 7 or higher in a scale from 1 to 10 in
Yes.
quality based on our rubric. And then
Yeah.
if they are, then we're gonna cut them, and it uses FFmpeg from the machine. It's just a Linux,
A video
or
slicer.
yeah, it's a video slicer that works on Unix or Linux machines, or I don't know if there's a Windows version. It just uses that, and it cuts them. And then I I had to generate the captions, right? But then we
Sure.
saw this hyperframes from Hagen
Yeah.
coming along. So I'm like,
Boom.
why don't we use hyperframes? After Mike sent it to me, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And so we then used hyperframes to just overlay the captions. And I don't know, see for yourself. Let's see what it looks like. I am going to share a screen here. Let's see if this works. Google Chrome is requesting to. Yes, of course. I updated the OS, by the way. So now my computer asks me for everything.
Every little thing.
Yeah.
Well, while Armando's getting that up, I'm also going to be like sidebar this as well. So Armando's doing his prompting. So a lot of times Armando and I are actually like seeing the same articles on the same websites, and now we're sending ourselves back and forth like comments around, hey, we're building this thing. And funnily enough, on this example, I said, Armando, check out this hyperframes thing. And he's like, oh, interesting. We should use this. And then I said, like, literally 20 minutes later, I just told my agent to go build one of these things. He said, I did too. And so we're both immediately trying to like build these softwares and applications at the same time on our machines, which is absolutely hilarious to me.
It is amazing. It is amazing. The speed with which these things move and what you can do with them. And this is sort of why we wanted to do the stream as well. It's just so you can feel that you can do this. If you want to do something, just start asking your tools. And like this, I'm going to do the example of, I think this is the before hyperframes, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, no audio, but it is doing the video part there.
And we have the captions there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's you. There you go. And so we were told it like, okay, so instead of just doing split all the time, which can be boring, focus on the first speaker, full screen, then make sure at some point you switch over to split so we know it's a split thing, and then go speaker to speaker. And so it's doing all that. It knows where it's going to do the cuts, and it's just going to run it. And then we added hyperframes, and now it looks like this.
The words pop a lot better now. Like, I'd like this. Yeah, exactly. And Armando, what was the effort? I mean, like, time to build something, like you knew knew enough technical pieces to pull together, but like let's talk like total time. Like you're prompting, you're saying something to code. Like, what was your total time here?
The reality is I started one day, I just asked it to build the first version of it maybe 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
And I didn't test it because I didn't have my API key handy, and I just got distracted and didn't do anything with it. And then
the amount of software that we build, like we've built the software, but we forget, like, oh shoot, I got distracted, and you forget to put the API key in, and we haven't even tested it yet, and we come back to it weeks later. Oh, that was a good idea. I should come back to it.
Yes. So yesterday when you were talking about the other thing, I was like, yeah, let me try it, and I ran it, and that first clip is what it did, and I was like,
wow,
this is so good. So then we added hyperframes. Works amazingly, and then you can start just telling it things. So this is what I wanted to show. So here I was like, it worked great, and then I'm just gonna say, can we make it so that the captions are in the bottom 3 quarters, is that it?
Yeah.
For full screen mode, and keep them in the middle
Yes.
for split view.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of thing that you ask it. So you start iterating on it. You tell it which tools. It can suggest tools, but I told like use Pembek, use this assembly AI because I like it. But now we're gonna be able to use Grok. I mean XAI, right? It's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper. So which is
Just sold
gonna
that out
be.
for text to speech and speech to text through Grok. And they're
Mhm.
saying like they're like half the price of assembly AI. So I mean,
They,
already it was like 21 cents per minute or
and for real time.
real time, like real time doing that. And now,
Yeah.
now they're cutting the price in half and doing it again. So there literally is a race to the bottom at some of
And
these
and it's
experiences.
and it's per hour.
Oh, per hour. 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. My apologies. 20
Yeah,
cents
it's
per hour.
really cheap for
And
real
Grok cut
time.
that in half.
And now here, this one, I don't remember the pricing on this, but it's like if you're doing it for offline processing that you need, don't
Sure.
need, it's really cheap. And so that's why
Amazing.
I got rid of my what was it? Whisperflow. I just built a tool, a little Mac app that just uses assembly
Yes.
AI, so I could just tell it to type, and it'll type in real time, and it costs nothing to run per month. So not
Wow.
everyone's gonna do this, and it's fine. But for
Yep.
something like this, like if you are cutting a lot of videos, it can add up because even OpusClip, I always ran out of I just run out of credits. It just
Yep.
doesn't because we do 2 episodes a week at least. They're
Yep.
1 hour long, and
Yep.
so I run out of credits in like 4 episodes, and I still have another four to go at least, plus all the other ones, and so it becomes expensive. Where if you have it like this costs nothing to run because I already have the subscription,
Yep.
right? So here I just told it, why don't you just move the hyperframes, the
Yeah.
captions, just up or down? And it's like, yeah, good idea. The hyperframes overlay is rendered once per clip, but with a guest dynamic clip, the base video switches between full screen crops and split screen during speaker transition. So I need to move the caption container. And then
Yeah.
let me wiring it up. And there it goes. And it's just wiring up the thing. It's modifying the Python side for it. And then it should, and you see, and add config knobs. It's even adding
What?
configuration. So if you run it, I'm running it Agentic, but it's a
Sure.
Python script. So you
Yeah.
could run it in the CLI and
Sure.
tell it like, but change font color or
Oh yeah.
change this
Sure.
other thing
Yep.
or whatever. And it has those knobs that you can use.
This is interesting. So knobs I haven't really seen anywhere spoken about before until we saw Claude Code building Claude Design. That was kind of the first aha or maybe moment. Maybe knobs we've always existed. I think maybe we can understand what knobs are, like the dials and the switches that you would push on different code pieces. But I think Claude's bringing this really front and center. And what I think that I like about this is often in prior to this, a lot of what we build in software has just been very like hard coded. Like this is what we build, this is how we create things. But to get the aesthetics that you want, to slightly change the vibe or the feeling of what the code is doing, these knobs are actually really interesting and adds a layer of like personalization. Now, maybe the knobs are like for you, the designer, as you build this software the first time. But Armando, I could really see knobs becoming like more of a common feature across any software product. Like doesn't matter where you are. It's like the settings page of, what does it really matter what font type you're using? It doesn't really. Like if you have a particular font that you like or you look why not allow users to adjust that? Is there a certain style or UI? Now the AI can build all of these CSS level, like across the board features with knobs. This makes a lot of sense. And it makes the software more customizable to the user that's actually using the software, right?
Yeah,
Hyper personalization again. We've talked about this in the past.
exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. And it's tailored to you, right? That's
Yeah.
the whole. And now here, when you're using it, then you're not stuck. You could just say every day, just even have a schedule thing. It could just run
Yeah.
and do all your clips for you. Or
Sure.
one day you could be like, well, today I feel purple. Let's just do the captions in purple, and just tell it, run it, just change the colors to purple, and it'll
Amazing.
do it, right? And so it's super interesting because it's just now talking to the tool as if you had a team here of
Yeah.
your video editors, and then you just tell them, hey, by the way, can you add some, and I think we should do another live stream because I have to go shortly, but to go over what you wanted, which is
Yeah.
can we add motion graphics to reflect what we're talking about. Because with hyperframes, we can
Yes.
actually have it do like bar charts and circles and do all sorts of fancy stuff on it, which is amazing. So that's gonna be a very interesting proposition, just to go and iterate over what you can have it do.
This is going to fundamentally change what we build and how we build things moving forward with like the media of things. One of the bottlenecks, I mean, again, while this thing continues to think here, Armando, I know you got a drop here for something else, but this is really impactful. I think this is an amazing technology that we're able to then wield in our own hands now. And again, this becomes the limitation of like, what can you creatively put together thinking wise that helps that out as well. Awesome.
Yes. So I'll see if we can post the clip of whatever it generated just as a follow-up post, and I'll link it in the
Description
show notes
below.
as well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can, so people can see what it did generate. But we'll do another live stream. We'll show more iterations on this and how you can build something like this yourself. I think it's probably about done with the video itself, but it does multiple steps. So it'll create a MOV, a ProRes, so it can work with it properly, and then
What?
it'll edit, it'll do the
This is
layering,
insane.
and then it'll make it an MP4, and then it'll delete the working files, which is really interesting. Like it could
So
do all that.
it's already made. So based on what you've seen here, it's already made the changes, edited files, made the tool changes, and now it's doing some sanity checks, make sure it works. And now it's actually rendering
It's
the video
rendering one
clip
of
right
them.
now,
Yeah.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it did some very interesting things. Like one thing I found very interesting was it, and I'm glad it did. The first time I ran it, it was like, well, this is a 4.5 gigabyte file. I'm not going to send it to Assembly AI. I am going to strip out the audio from it and get like a 50 megabyte file, and we're going to send that.
Smart.
And so it did things like that, where it did
That's
proxies.
great.
It did its own
Yeah.
proxies, and it's thought about it because it's using a higher end model, right?
Yeah.
And so, and that's helping me. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I would have gotten like all my credits used. So,
Well, you
it's-
still are, just in a different way now.
so it's really nice because
Wow.
it's helping you avoid some interesting mistakes as well.
I
So
love this.
I'm liking the process, and I think this is gonna be. Unfortunately, I got my Opus. I was working on this last night and it worked perfectly. I was like, yes, now I'm gonna cancel Opus, and I got the bill from Opus like right the next
Oh,
month.
maybe not.
And I'm like, well,
Well,
in a few days. But I like this output better than the one that it made. Let's see. I think it finished. Let's pull it up here.
and
look
while
at
you're getting
that.
that up, Armando, I
Look.
noticed you're on. Oh, look at that! It did do it. It pulled it down. There's me being contemplative and thinking there. It's funny because you're talking and I'm like listening to it.
I listened to, yeah, I know.
No,
I
I'm
know,
saying like
because
it's
I did the opposite. But look,
oh yeah, it did it. It pulled it
did.
up. Yeah,
and it moved. You see the animation?
yeah. I like this.
And there you go. You see, it's in the middle, and then when it's one,
Yeah.
it swipes it down. It's really interesting. And to just to answer, I really have to skip, but what you mentioned. So I added a feature where you can tell it. So at the beginning, it will ask you. It'll grab a little bit of the transcript. It'll ask you who is who, and then you can tell it. This is Mike. This is Armando. And then from then on, everything will be cut perfectly. But right now, it just
Nice.
assumed it was me instead of you who's speaking, and then it did the swap. But it also it suggested, I haven't implemented that, but it suggested like checking the power level of the audio to see like who is who based on the export. It was very likely that one of them is gonna have like and I'm like, no, it's okay. Just ask me at the beginning.
Yeah. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Awesome.
anyway, we'll skip. We'll do another show later on.
Awesome.
But thanks everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you next one.